The Osoyoos Coyotes put a lot of mileage on the bus this past weekend, yet only have one goal to show for it as their goal-scoring slump continues. 2 games where the shots were about the same. However, the Coyotes were blanked 3-0 up in 100 Mile House on Friday night. Then the Kamloops Storm came away with a 6-1 home ice victory Saturday night. Brock Anderson netting the only Coyote goal of the entire weekend. Brock also tried to spark the club. Twice was called for goaltender interference in the third period. The second time was enough for the Storm's Brett Watkinson as he and Brock slugged it out with about 7 minutes left to go in the game. And of course, that misconduct means Brock will miss the midweek game as the Coyotes travel to Sicamous Wednesday night before paying a visit to the middle part of the valley, meeting the first-place Chiefs in Kelowna on Friday night. Kelowna's now just 3 points up on Summerland. The Coyotes are 7 behind the Steam and just 4 ahead of 4th place North Okanagan. And they're going to meet them again this Saturday night at the Sun Bowl, game time 7:35. Inability to score goals still the main issue, as 0 for 4 on the power play in Kamloops indicates. The playoffs are less than a month away as they begin Tuesday, February 25th. Although still in it, Princeton will probably miss the playoffs, with the 1st to 4th though still to be settled. In this division in the past 2 playoff season, it's been the 4th place teams going on to the conference finals. Well, in today's fast-paced hockey with blistering speed, one of the finer arts in the game has disappeared, and that is the art of stick handling. Rarely seen today, but when it is, it draws the oohs and the ahs from the fans. One of those players is Luke Gradisar from Colorado, and he had help in an unusual way.
Luke Gradisar. Luke, we kind of call you Smooth Hand Luke and from the movie Cool Hand Luke. You bring back a little bit of hockey that the hockey Puritans like, and that's the art of stick handling. Where did you learn to stick handle like that?
Growing up, my dad, he owned a hockey shop back in my hometown, and so every day after school when I would go there, I would just play ball hockey, just mess around, and so I guess I started from a really young age just messing around with an old stick and ball, and so I guess that's where I got it from.
You certainly have the ability to do that, but you've also developed a pretty decent wrist shot in getting the puck in the net.
Yeah, that's always been a big issue with me. Like a lot of coaches that I've grown up playing for, they always emphasize always getting the shot to the net and always making it really quick.
Luke, where did you play last year? You're from Colorado. Where did you play?
Yeah, I played just about 30 minutes north of my hometown in Colorado Springs for the Pikes Peak Miners.
Okay, now with the jump up to KIJHL, now we're almost into our playoff run. Assess how the year has gone here.
Yeah, it's gone really well. I mean, we got a great group of guys, and I know we just keep on improving every week. So playoffs should definitely be a good time, and we'll go far.
How about yourself? How did you find the step up into the K?
It was a lot quicker at the beginning, but I feel like I've adapted pretty well.
Here is another similar story. This past fall, I had a phone call from a person writing a book about a hockey player named Val James. He talked to me about Val's early days, and that was when I was doing junior hockey play-by-play in Midland, Ontario. Val and another young 17-year-old hockey player came up from New York to play in our junior league. Now, back in 1973, there were not many Americans playing hockey. And on top of that, Val James was a tall, lanky black youth. In fact, on radio in those days, we didn't use the term black. He was referred to as a colored person. Now, his unusual help in his career was that his father was in charge of an ice rink on Long Island, New York. So he learned to skate, and he also learned to use his fists as well. You see, that was the era of the Philadelphia Broad Street Bullies, and they crushed anything that moved with their fists. Val James went on to play for a couple of years with the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Buffalo Sabres. No, he was not the first black NHL player, That was Willie O'Ree in 1957 with the Boston Bruins. However, Val James was the first black Afro-American to play in the NHL, and the fact that he was born in Ocala, Florida, he became the first Floridian-born hockey player in the NHL. All because his father is in charge of a rink.